The moment I saw her stumble at the lobby doors, clutching her ankle, I didn't hesitate. My boss, Rachel, the intimidating powerhouse who ran our firm with an iron fist, had always been untouchable in my eyes, perfectly poised, demanding, and distant. And yet, here she was, in pain, trying to hide her vulnerability with that stubborn tilt of her chin. Something inside me clicked. I rushed forward and lifted her off the ground without a second thought, holding her against my chest as she tried to protest. The elevators were out, the city's emergency power glitching from a sudden blackout. The meeting on the 20th floor wasn't going to wait. My heart pounded, and every muscle screamed as I started the climb, step by step, floor by floor, carrying her up 20 flights of stairs. Before I continue, if you believe in kindness, selflessness, and second chances, please like this video, comment your thoughts, share it, and subscribe to our channel. Stories like these remind us that even in the toughest moments, human compassion can shine brighter than any spotlight. The stairwell smelled faintly of bleach and damp concrete, echoing every footfall with a rhythm that matched my racing heart. Rachel's sharp gaze softened into something I had never seen before. Relief, yes, but also something unspoken, a flicker of recognition. I wasn't just the intern who fetched her coffee or organized her calendar anymore. In that moment, I was the only person who truly saw her struggle, the one carrying not just her body, but the weight of her pride and responsibility. By the 10th floor, my arms trembled violently, and sweat blurred my vision. I could hear her soft murmurs, half embarrassment, half amusement, trying to make light of the impossible situation. Every step became a negotiation between pain and determination. I thought of my own life, the small apartment I shared with my sister in Chicago, the dreams I had quietly tucked away, the pride I felt in standing up when no one expected it. Each floor I climbed was more than just concrete and steel, it was a testament to endurance, to holding on when everything inside screams to let go. By the 15th floor, my legs burned as though fire coursed through them, but I refused to surrender. I wasn't just carrying Rachel, I was carrying a chance. An unspoken bridge between two very different worlds. When I finally reached the 20th floor, the office lobby felt like a sanctuary, the fluorescent lights harsh yet welcoming. Rachel gently lowered herself to a chair, wincing slightly, and for a brief second, she looked at me in a way that pierced through the layers of corporate formality. I expected her to scold me, perhaps insist I rest, maybe even suggest I never attempt something so reckless again. But instead, she smiled. A small, genuine curve of her lips that made the entire struggle feel worth it. And then she said something I never saw coming, "Wanna have dinner with me?" Time seemed to freeze. My chest heaved, still heavy from the climb, but my mind swirled with disbelief. This was Rachel, the untouchable, the woman whose approval I had chased silently for months, asking me to share a meal, not as an employee, not as an underling, but as a human being she wanted to see. Something inside me uncoiled, and for the first time, the walls of hierarchy, of fear, of self-doubt, crumbled entirely. Dinner that evening was quiet at first, almost painfully so, but gradually the words began to flow. We spoke of things neither of us ever mentioned at work, her love for painting, my failed attempts at writing, the small, tender moments that made life feel alive. Rachel laughed in a way that wasn't rehearsed, and I realized the woman I had carried up 20 floors was more fragile, more human, than anyone at the office had ever allowed themselves to see. And I, the intern who usually faded into the background, found a place at her side, not because of ambition, but because of courage and empathy. It wasn't a story about climbing stairs or about physical endurance. It was a story about seeing someone's humanity, about giving without expectation, about how one act of kindness can shatter invisible barriers. By the end of the night, I understood that connections are built not on power or status, but on moments when we choose to carry each other, literally, sometimes, and figuratively, always. If this story touched your heart even a little, please, take a moment to like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, comment your feelings below, and subscribe. Let the world see that acts of courage and kindness can ripple far beyond the moments we think they matter. And before you leave, I'd love it if you commented one act of unexpected kindness you've experienced or witnessed in your life. Let's inspire each other. I still remember that night. The soft glow of the restaurant lights, Rachel's smile, and the strange sense of equality that comes when vulnerability meets compassion. Climbing 20 floors with her in my arms didn't just change our professional dynamic, it reshaped my understanding of empathy, strength, and courage. Some moments are fleeting, some stories fade, but the ones that reveal the heart, that expose raw humanity, linger. And that night, carrying her up those stairs, I learned that sometimes the smallest, bravest gestures can lead to the most extraordinary connections.